Good morning, Tom. My name's Gene Knapp, and I'm a fan of all your videos. You do an excellent job. Your descriptions are great. I've built some of your projects. But nevertheless, I emailed you, and I'm going to put this little video clip out, and better depicts what I'm doing. So the unit I built is here, and it's in two parts. Okay? You don't need a lot of movement, 20, 30, 40 thousandths. And you don't truly even need this alignment ring, because what I've found over the years doing connecting rod work on some of the outboards that use cracked rods, you can take your fingernail and run it up and down and feel very, very small differences. But anyway, I put this up here, and it doesn't make any difference what the width of the material is, but put the material in your vise, and you'll have to off-center it, and go ahead and run your quill down. Make sure your quill is loose. Alright, then take your vise and run it over. Move your quill on down until it's hitting on both sides, and this works just like an edge finder. Now you can use the ring or just use the vise. Simply run it in and out until you feel no differences, and of course the ring then just slides down and it's in perfect alignment. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to show you a picture that I drew on a piece of whiteboard, and I'm a terrible drafts person, but anyway, hopefully it gives you an idea of actually what I did internally within this. Now, this being an old Clausing, a small knee mill, I'm limited to 1/2 inch. So I bored the top piece here and press fit my spindle. And the bottom part, as you see, we'll see, I drilled up through this way, and the hardest part is getting a spring in the middle to hold the two halves together to give it the functionality. Later. Okay, Tom, I hope this shows up. But anyway, originally I was going to build this thing all out of one piece. I used 2 1/4 inch round stock. But the nose piece here consumes considerable more stock than you might think it does. So I ended up making it out of 2 pieces. So the first thing I did is I turned the bottom piece, and in my case I drilled a 1/2 inch through hole all the way through. And this I faced as good as I could, and then I took it on a granite plate with some very fine sandpaper and got it just absolutely as smooth as I could. Now, except for this small piece in here, now I turned a small piece and threaded it to go up in here, put a hole in it, and that's the attachment for the spring. However, you could have just turned this down, turned your shank down, drilled a hole in it, and did the same thing, either way. And the shank, of course, these sizes are all variable. The shank can be any size you want. This, if you've got 3 inch stock, it's just that much better. Alright, the nose piece is considerably more work. So, nevertheless, what I did is I chucked it, and I actually bored about a 5/8 hole up in here, and that's for the spring to wobble back and forth in, just like an edge finder does. Then I turned a slug to fit in here. I bored a hole right straight through, and up in here I used an Allen headed screw to come down and pick up the slug. One of the difficult parts is trying to get a long enough bolt that goes down far enough to pick up the slug and yet get enough tension when you draw it up. So it took a little trimming on the bolt, but finally it came out. So then the taper, I chose 60 degree. It works very well. Probably I should have hardened this piece, but I'm pretty careful, So, you know, unless you really slam it into your vice jaws, I think it'll hold up for years. So hopefully this gives you an idea what it is. Later.